Hello friends, I am Dr. V.P. Deshpande from Department of Physics, Shivaji Arts, Commerce and Science College, Kannada. Now, this is nuclear forces and nuclear models. Now, nuclear forces are differ from all other known types of forces. Nuclear forces are not of the electrical origin, since these forces are acting between charged particles as well as neutral particles. The energy released in binding of nucleons causes the mass of the nuclei to be less than the total mass of the protons and neutrons which forms them. This is the energy used in nuclear power and nuclear weapons. A nuclear model is a simple way of looking at the nucleus that gives a physical insight into the wide range of its properties is possible. The effectiveness of model is tested by its ability to make available predictions that can be verified experimentally in the laboratory. Thus, in this chapter, we are studying nuclear forces and models. Now, binding energy. Now, nucleus of atom is made up of proton and neutrons, and mass of the nucleus is believed to be a contribution by mass of its constituent neutrons and protons. When these protons and neutrons combine to make a nucleus, then the mass of this nucleus is forever less than the sum of masses of its constituent. For example, the mass of the helium nucleus is at all times less than the sum of masses of one proton and one neutron. This put forward that when two nucleons are combined to form a nucleus, some of the mass disappear because it is binding energy is required to separate particles which are bound by electromagnetic or nuclear forces. Binding energy held together protons and neutrons in the nucleus of the atom. That is, the binding energies are energies necessary to release a neutron or a proton from the nucleus converted into an amount of energy. This energy is called as binding energy. Now, if delta m is the change in mass, then binding energy is given by which is equal to delta of mc square, where c is the speed of the light in vacuum. To break a stable nucleus into its constituent proton and neutrons, the minimum energy required is a binding energy. The magnitude of binding energy of the nucleus determines its ability against disintegration. If binding energy is large, nucleus is stable. A nucleus having the least possible energy equal to the binding energy is said to be in ground state. If nucleus has energy E which is greater than E minimum, it is said to be in excited state, means that atoms have ground state and excited state. The case E is equal to 0 corresponds to the dissociation of the nucleus into its constituent nucleons. If capital M is the mass of the nuclide having Z proton and N neutron, then binding energy is given by the formula binding energy is equal to Z dot Mp plus N dot Mn minus M into C square, where Mp is the mass of the proton, Mn is the mass of the neutron, Z is the number of the protons, and N is the number of the neutrons. And you know that nucleus contains neutron and proton. Therefore, this is total binding energy formula. If binding energy is greater than 0, the nucleus is stable and energy must be supplied from outside to split it into its constituents. If binding energy is less than zero, the nucleus is unstable and it will disintegrate by itself. Let us consider example of deuterons. Binding energy is taking the example of deuteron. Deuteron is a formed by proton and neutron. Now you know that mass of the proton is equal to 1.007276 AMU. Mass of the neutron is 1.008665 AMU. Therefore, mass of the proton plus mass of the neutron is equal to 2.01594 AMU. Therefore, mass of the deuteron nucleus is equal to 2.013553 atomic mass unit. Now difference in mass is equal to mass defect, that is delta m, which is equal to 0.0002388 AMU. Therefore, binding energy is equal to this mass defect into 931, which is equal to 2.23 MeV, because 1 AMU is equal to 931 MeV. Therefore, binding energy of the deuteron is given by 2.23 MeV. That is, when deuteron is formed from a free proton and neutron, 2.323 MeV of energy is liberated. Conversely, 2.23 MeV must be supplied from an external source to break a deuteron up to into a proton and neutron. This is confirmed by the experiment that gamma ray photon with a minimum of 2.23 MeV can split a deuteron into a free neutron and a free proton. Now, this is the graph in between number of the nucleons A, that is mass number, versus the binding energy per nucleons in MeV. The binding energy per nucleons is plotted as a function of mass number, which is shown in figure. The curve rises sharply at the first. This is increasing in binding energy. The curve rises sharply, then more gradually until it reaches a maximum of 8.79 MeV at around A is equal to 56. This is 56, which is a ferrous, corresponds to the iron nucleus, 26 Fe56. The curve then goes down slowly. This goes to down slowly. At the highest mass number, eventually nuclei of intermediate mass are the most stable, since the greatest amount of energy must be supplied to liberate each of their nucleons. This fact suggests that a large amount of energy will be liberated. If heavier nuclei can somehow be split into lighter ones, or if light nuclei can somehow be joined to from heavier ones, the former process is known as nuclear fission and the latter as a nuclear fusion. Both the process indeed occur under proper circumstances and do evolve energy as predicted. Now, nuclear stability. The table this table given below shows how the 272 stable nuclei found in nature is classified according to even and odd number of the protons and neutrons. The combination of an even number of protons and even number of neutrons Composing the nucleus is evidently preferred by the nature of stable nucleides. The odd-odd combination of stable nucleides is found only in the light elements. The number of even odd combination is about the same. The plot of number of neutrons versus the number of the protons for the stable nucleides is shown in figure. We can see that when Z is less than 20, the stability line is a straight line. Stability line is a straight line with Z is equal to N. For the heavier nucleides, Z is greater than 20, N is greater than 20. The stability curve bends in the direction of N is greater than Z. For example, calcium 2048 has N is equal to 28, Z is equal to 20. For larger value of Z, the tendency is more pronounced, as in the case of 91 Pa 232, which has N is equal to 141. For large value of Z, the Coulomb electrostatic repulsion becomes important and number of the neutrons must be greater composite this repulsive effect. Thus, the curve as shown in figure departs more and more from N is equal to Z lines as Z increases. For maximum stability, there is a optimum value of neutrons per proton ratio. The number of the neutrons N is equal to A minus Z required for maximum stability is plotted as a function of proton neutron Z as figure 3.3b. All the stable nuclei fall within the shaded region. Nuclei above and below the shaded region are unstable. All nuclei with Z is greater than 83 and age is greater than 209 spontaneously transfer themselves into lighter ones through the emission of alpha and beta particles. Alpha and beta decay enable an unstable nucleus to reach stable configuration.